They're running through those doors. It's the most incredible thing. It's an incredible, beautiful thing. Resources from the national stockpile need to reach these warriors in the hospitals immediately, and we're making sure they do. And again, the states have that responsibility, but we're working with the states, and we're getting the states a lot of things that they can distribute, or when they tell us, we bring it directly to the hospital from the federal stockpile or from the planes that land, without even going to the stockpile. If any state's having difficulty distributing supplies, we urge you to use the National Guard to assist in the delivery. And I have to say, you have done a fantastic job. Deborah, you know that you've done great. Tony, you know that you've done great. But what a job you've done, and I appreciate it. I really do. Your whole group has been incredible. That's a lot of stars you have, I'll tell you that. He's supposed to do a great job when you have 4 stars, right? But the military has been incredible, and I thank them for all of us. Conversely, if a state believes that it has surplus equipment or supplies, very important, because we actually have gotten so much to some of the states that they're able to now. They've done a fantastic job, and they've kept that line low. And we have some states that have surplus equipment and supplies, and they're working with us to rapidly redeploy those supplies to areas of greatest need. We thought that might happen. If it worked out well, that's what was going to happen, and it's happening. And I want to thank Governor Gavin Newsom, who's doing a tremendous job, who's announced California will send 500 ventilators to be distributed to other locations. I think some are going to Arizona, some are going to Washington, D.C. We think they're going to Delaware. We're working it out. But 500 excess ventilators from the state of California, and we're going to get them taken care of wherever they have to go. Those decisions are being made right now. The members of the White House Task Force and I are in close touch with mayors and governors and hospital administrators across our country, and we're told that at the present time, most of the critical needs are being more than met.
All right, and President Trump there speaking with the White House Coronavirus Task Force, giving us an update on the federal response. We will continue on with Fox 10 News at 5 right after this.
One, two, three, four.
Check, 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 mic check.
We do have one positive COVID-19 firefighter who has been quarantined, and he is asymptomatic, and it was a result of the antibody test.
As C-19 virus testing ramps up, the city finding more positive results among their first responders, but they're not the only ones. We're diving deeper into the latest numbers.
We found it necessary, based on feedback we were getting with the big box stores, to further reduce that to a 20% occupancy.
The mayor making a deeper cut in the number of people allowed to shop inside those big box stores at one time. We've got details. Plus, the CDC recommending everybody wear cloth face masks, so we're breaking down what you need to know. And happening right now, unemployment claims in the state skyrocketing. But wait until we tell you just how much the state paid out in benefits alone last week. And it's another absolutely gorgeous day across the Gulf Coast. We do need a little rain, though. Is there any in our future? Our chief meteorologist, Jason Smith, is back. He's got some answers for us.
First, with breaking news and breaking weather on the Gulf Coast. This is Fox 10 News at 5 p.m. Committed to you.
We will continue to try to meet that need as long as test kits are available and we have available resources to do that.
Breaking at 5, another drive-through test site is now open in Mobile, but only by appointment. This as Alabama nears 2,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus. And Airbus pausing its jet production at Brooklyn for at least through the end of the month, but it will continue to pay its workers. And nationally, UK's Prime Minister Boris Johnson now in intensive care after his COVID-19 symptoms got worse. We've got a lot to get to this hour. Lenise?
And taking a live look at the numbers across the state now, Alabama reporting nearly 2,000 cases. Mobile County now at 143, Baldwin has 38, Washington County 6, Clark County 9, and Monroe County 5. Nearly 15,000 tested across Alabama and 240 total hospitalizations statewide, all since March 13th. Now, first at this hour, Mobile City leaders holding another daily briefing, and other than that move to further limit capacity inside stores, they also touched on the curfew. Fox News reporter Tyler Fingard was there. He joins us now with more of the developments. And Tyler, that curfew was declared late last week.
Yeah, it was declared late last week and went into effect for the first time on Saturday night, Lenise. The hope is that the curfew and the stay-at-home order will limit the spread of the coronavirus to flatten the curve. Right now, the mayor's office is working with the city council to get Mayor Stimpson's executive order adopted along with the governor's stay-at-home order. This is a necessary step so that Mobile police can start enforcing these orders put into place on Friday. Take a listen to what the mayor had to say about this during the press conference this afternoon.
We don't want policemen to be engaged in putting somebody in the car, having to bring them to jail, check in the jail, go to court. We're trying to cut through all that. If you're a violation of the curfew, you're going to get a ticket and you have an option of paying it, or you're going to go to court. If you go to court, it's going to cost you a whole lot more than if you pay the fine.
Yeah, the hope is that this goes, that the city council gets this all approved tomorrow. Also brought up during the press conference is the testing of first responders. About 90 to 95% of all Mobile police and firefighters have been tested with the coronavirus antibody test, which isn't the definitive test to know if someone is sick with the virus. 37 were positive for that test, 13 firefighters and 24 police officers. The next step is the nasal swab test. Some of those results have come back. One firefighter is COVID-19 positive. He is asymptomatic and is at home. 2 police officers are also positive for COVID-19. Both were symptomatic and are at home. So far, 9 nasal swab tests for first responders have come back negative. They're hoping to get the rest of the nasal swabs back later this week so that they can either get either the police officers or firefighters returned to duty if they are negative, or make sure that they can get the help they need if they are positive. For now, reporting live outside Government Plaza in downtown Mobile, Tyler Finger, Fox 10 News.
All right, Tyler, thank you. Last week, the Stimpson administration also cut the number of people allowed to shop at one time in those larger retail stores to 40%. Well, today, he's cut it again. Now it's at 20%, but just for those stores like Costco and Walmart, not grocery stores. Our Toy Thornton live outside the Costco right across the parking lot with the story. Toy?
Well, that's right, Byron, and the mayor said today during his press conference that the big box stores or mega stores like the one behind me are being very cooperative during this time. Now, right now, there's a steady flow going in and out of most of these stores. You can really tell by the parking lots at them that there are simply not as many people shopping at the same time. Now, Mayor Stimpson says the new 20% occupancy rule only applies to the big box stores like Walmart, Costco, Costco, Sam's, etc. However, grocery stores like Publix, Winn-Dixie, and Rouse's are still able to follow the 40% occupancy rule. I spoke to some shoppers here earlier today, from a distance of course. They tell me they actually like shopping this way better. It makes them feel safer and less at risk of contracting this virus.
It does help because I do live with older people, so it's nice to know that I'm able to come to the store for them and get what I really need to get so that we can stay safe.
It was good. They're really doing a good job of trying to keep things clean and keeping people apart.
Mayor Stimson says the idea here is to promote social distancing in public places that can't be shut down to reduce the risk of spreading COVID-19. Now, you might notice some stores have stanchions up and others have barricades up with markings for customers to stand 6 feet apart, of course, promoting that social distancing rather. So if you are headed to the store at all, of course, you want to pack your patient with you because you may have just a little bit of a wait. We're now reporting live in Mobile. Toy Thornton, Fox 10 News.
All right, Toy. Meanwhile, a big step today to expand COVID-19 testing here in Mobile. A new drive-through testing site now open at Ladd Peebles Stadium. Fox 10 News reporter Steve Alexander joining me here live in the studio with details. And Steve, the city's been talking about this place for a while.
Yeah, they have. As a matter of fact, it opened today. This is a partnership between the city of Mobile and USA Health. It's a drive-through testing site, but you have to make an appointment first. The tests given are nasal swab tests, one swab for both sides of the nose and throat. USA Health officials say they had a steady influx of patients today.
Today, we're taking about 50 to 75, and as time goes on, if there's a more demand, we can increase from there. We will continue to try to meet that need as long as test kits are available, and we have available resources to do that.
Now, USA Health officials say depending upon the answers you give in your virtual screening, you'll get scheduled for a medical evaluation, which leads to testing. Now, if you want to make an appointment, this is the hotline number to get everything rolling. It's 1-800-USA-2650. Once again, that phone number is 888-USA-2650. Not 800, but 888-USA-2650. It will be answered weekdays from 8 a.m. but only till 2 p.m. Reporting live from the studio, Steve Alexander, Fox 10 News.
Also breaking at 5, Airbus temporarily stopping production in Mobile of the A220 and A320 jets due to the virus. Our Lee Pack is standing by live outside Airbus. And Lee, did they say how long is this expected to last?
Well, at this point, Lenise, they're saying at least until the end of the month. The date they gave was April 29th. Now, for what does this mean for employees? Well, according to Mayor Sandy Stimpson earlier this afternoon, he said all Airbus employees will continue to get paid during this time. Now, Airbus citing their decision was based on several factors related to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, including high inventory levels at the site and the various government recommendations, which impact overall industrial production flow. However, certain activities will continue on site, including building and installation maintenance, aircraft maintenance, as well as other support operations. At the same time, Airbus is also adapting production and assembly at its 2 German sites. Meanwhile, all ongoing work here in Mobile will be done in adherence to the required CDC guidelines and social distancing. Airbus says the production pause is not anticipated to negatively affect its ability to meet the aircraft demands of its U.S. customers. Meanwhile, we also reached out to Mobile's other big employer, Alstom, employing some 4,000 employees. Officials with Alstom tell me work continues, and unlike Airbus, which is a commercial contract, Alstom, they're still in great demand, and their contract with the Navy, of course, falls under the Department of Defense and National Security. They also tell me they're following the CDC health guidelines while also providing enhanced safety equipment for its employees. Other measures include separating the workforce for some employees now working the night shift, and even giving employees the option of which shift they'd like to work. As for now, the Alstom employee who tested positive last week for COVID-19, they tell me that individual is at home and doing well. Meanwhile, back here at Airbus, again, production on the A220 and A320 jets halted until the end of the month. Live tonight in Mobile, Lee Pack, Fox 10 News.
And with more and more people in Alabama out of work because of the coronavirus pandemic, the state is rushing to process claims. The Alabama Department of Revenue said today that the state paid more than $6 million related to COVID-19 claims last week. That was 2/3 of all the benefits paid out. The money going to more than 22,000 people. The Labor Secretary saying in a statement that an overwhelming number of people are filing claims. He says, quote, "We understand and realize that many people are having trouble applying. We're working on correcting the situation constantly, and more people are getting through with every day that passes. We're working hard to get the benefits into the pockets of people in Alabama who need them most right now." The department spokesperson telling Fox 10 News the state has not yet received its share of federal unemployment funds, but when it does, anyone out of work because of this virus will receive an additional $600 a week, and that, they say, will be paid retroactively. Well, Fairhope Police posting this picture saying a big thank you to people who provided them with the superhero mask. In that post, they also said, "Stay safe, Fairhope." And USA Health also posting online asking for donations of homemade face masks for healthcare workers on the front lines. We have the information and the details on how you can do that. If you're able, just log on to fox10tv.com.
Daphne City Council set to vote any minute now on the mayor's response plan for this outbreak. He says his plan would provide hazard pay for first responders as well as financial aid to people and small businesses there. We have the complete breakdown of the resolution on our website at fox10tv.com. That meeting just started at 5 o'clock at City Hall. And of course, if the resolution passes, the hazard pay will take effect beginning this Thursday. Everything else will begin immediately. Stay with Fox 10 News on air and online for tonight's decision. And Fairhope City Council already voting on a couple of different hires connected to the C-19 outbreak. They've retained a company to help the city recover sales tax revenue as well as recreational user fees and other fees lost to the outbreak. Council also voting to hire an attorney to help them navigate any HR issues.
Well, a beautiful day again today across the Gulf Coast. I'm here reporting from home, and a nice day outside. We've got temperatures in the 70s and 80s again today. Right now, right at 80 degrees in Mobile, 76 degrees in Pensacola. Looks good across the forecast area with our current conditions. A little southeast breeze. We do have some scattered clouds out there. A little bit more cloud cover over the inland parts of the forecast area. That's in association with an upper level low that could give us some rain shower chances by tomorrow afternoon. In the meantime, right now, things are looking clear in Mobile County and Baldwin County, and tracking our conditions for the evening. Still plenty of daylight left, not dark until after 7 o'clock, 72 degrees there. Temperatures drop into the middle 60s by 9 and 10 o'clock. Coming up, we do have some changes in the weather pattern this week, and one of those changes will be an increase in some rain chances, especially as we transition into tomorrow. So I'll tell you more about what you can expect there with rain chances for the week coming up.
And also ahead, during this pandemic, a lot of people are looking for safe and acceptable activities they can do outside. Boating and fishing are still allowed with regulations in place. We'll explain. And happening right now, the president offering an optimistic message to the American people, but many local leaders say it's going to get worse. We'll explain in our next half hour.
Mic check, mic check, 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 check. Mic check. Let me turn it down a little bit. Mic check, mic check, mic check, 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 check. Hello? Okay.
Phone, or do I talk to the camera? Horrible audio and all that. Okay. It just came back up. So. Backpack just came back up. Okay, good deal. All right. All right, thanks. Y'all hear me there? Can you see me, hear me? Hello? Okay.
Now that the CDC is recommending that people use face masks in the general public, well, materials to make them flying off store shelves. But do you know what material is best to use and also how to make a functional mask? Our Baldwin County reporter Hal Sherrick spoke with someone who has those answers. He joins me now live. And Hal, we all want to know, because I've tried making one myself, what's the secret?
Well, the big takeaway I got, Lenise, first of all, is use cotton. There's a big variety of it. It's easy to work with, and most importantly, it breathes. Now, if you're like me and went to the big box store this weekend looking for some materials, you probably found empty shelves like I did. Looks a lot like the toilet paper racks. Not to worry, though. You probably have just what you need right there at home. Folks are starting to take this COVID-19 pandemic seriously, and since the CDC put out their notice that people can wear masks, lots of folks are doing it. Almost anywhere you go, face masks are becoming commonplace. People are wearing them to protect themselves and others. Three Little Birds Children's Boutique in Magnolia Springs has spent the last several weeks making face masks for healthcare workers. Along with area hospitals and along with the public's help, thousands have gone out to area hospitals and clinics. A video tutorial on their Facebook page gives a step-by-step instruction on how to easily turn 3 pieces of fabric into a functional face mask. The beauty is you can personalize one from what you already have at home.
People could go for sheets, people could go for old pajamas, pretty much anything. Everybody's got something, or an old fabric stash, or something laying around their house. It's 3 cuts of fabric, that's it. And you can make your own mask. So I'm sure everybody's got something.
That's right. You can be creative, you can be stylish, and the videos will even show you how to incorporate a pipe cleaner into the nose piece so it can flexibly go around your nose, and also to put in a filter into the mask if you want to exchange that or replace that now and then. You can do that. Now, using a sewing machine is of course preferable and quicker, but anything you can do with that sewing machine, if you have the patience, you can also do it by hand. Just be careful there. Reporting live in Baldwin County, Hal Sherrick, Fox 10 News.
All right, Hal, thanks very much. Well, with the beaches closed, a lot of anglers are heading to Gulf State Park just to wet a hook. We've gotten some calls here at Fox 10 News from people concerned about social distancing on the pier. Well, park leaders say they're limiting the amount of people allowed to 200. They've also closed down their bait shop and restaurant until further notice. They're also making the rounds every 30 minutes to make sure anglers are keeping a 6-foot distance from each other. Fishing off the pier is $9 per person, $3 just to sightsee. And the virus continuing to impact the sports world. The 2020 Masters Golf Tournament, which would have been played this week, has now been pushed back to the middle of November. The Masters Committee said more details will be shared in the coming months, but that they will honor original tickets and golfers who qualified. Plus, the British Open won't be played this year for the first time since 1945. Golf's oldest championship canceled until 2021.
Well, tragedy from Sims. A fire tears through a family's house, killing 2 people trapped inside. A 3rd person flown to the hospital.
To see something and go through an experience like that, to have, several people entrapped and then to rescue somebody and then actually have to put the fire out on top of that. So, it's a lot of stress for the family and the firemen too.
And all this happening yesterday morning. The Sims Fire Department says about 8 people were living at that home, and the people who died were a 29-year-old man and an older woman. The state fire marshal is investigating the cause. In Ocean Springs now, a deadly crash near Gulf Park Estates community. 28-year-old Danica Citadel from Pascagoula was killed early yesterday morning after her car slammed into a brick barrier wall. That crash is under investigation.
Okay, well, looking at our weather conditions on this beautiful start to the week here, we've had more nice weather across the area. No rain around right now, but that changes a little this week in our forecast. Right now, 80 degrees in Mobile. We're sitting at 76 degrees in Pensacola. Got a little cooler weather along the southern sections of the forecast area. Water temperatures right now in the low 70s, so you get the breeze off the water and you can see what that does. Dolphin Island 71, Gulf Shore 74, nice sea breeze over to Destin at 74. You get away from the water and you get inland, and we have temperatures back into the low 80s across the area again today. Seeing what's going to happen with our weather forecast, we're going to start out first with that breeze. It's out of the south at about 10 miles an hour. Pretty quiet weather day today. And the pollen count is lower than what it was about a week or two ago. It's simply because we're getting later into the spring season, but we still have a lot of pollen. And one thing that could help with that would be some rain shower activity. We're starting to see some rain over parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, and over west central Mississippi, over the Delta. Not much in our area just yet, but we do see the potential for some showers in our area tomorrow. So that is a possibility in the forecast. Right now, just some scattered clouds, especially on up into the inland spots. Tomorrow's severe weather risk is low. We have a marginal risk, mainly for thunderstorms with gusty winds in the inland parts of the forecast area tomorrow afternoon. May not see it in Mobile or in South Baldwin County, but the inland spots, we do expect to see a few thunder showers in the region tomorrow. Our futurecast not doing a whole lot with this upper level feature. It's not jumping on board with any chance of significant rain except up into the inland spots, and most spots only see a quarter to half an inch of rain. See through the evening hours, not much shower activity. Pretty quiet overnight, too, based on this run of the Futurecast model, which takes us into Wednesday morning. Here is your day planner. Temperatures starting out in the upper 60s in the morning and warming up into the lower 80s by the middle part of the afternoon. A few scattered showers, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder mixed in tomorrow afternoon. Looking ahead after that rain chance tomorrow afternoon, looks like we won't see much on Wednesday and Thursday, maybe a couple of isolated showers. We do expect some scattered rain on Friday. Surface warm front slides through on Saturday, and our temperature's a little cooler, too, for the tail end of the week and the weekend. And we'll continue with some showers all the way through Easter Sunday and on into Monday with the rain chances that are scattered across the area. So that gives you an idea of what we're tracking weather-wise. We do have a chance of rain at times this week. No big chances, though. We could use some rain. It's been a little dry around the area lately, and we'll get at least some opportunities to do some catching up this week.
Still ahead, it's become a popular segment here on Fox 10 News. Local spiritual leaders asking you to put faith over fear. It's next.
During troubling times, we know a lot of you rely on your faith, so we ask local pastors to send you an encouraging message. Shelby Myers is joining us from her house with what one of those pastors had to say. Hi, Shelby.
Hi, Lenise. We know life right now, it's not easy for many of us, but we want to remind you we are all in this together. And as we navigate through this new normalcy, we want to offer some encouraging words from some local spiritual pastors. Some you may recognize yourself. Take a listen to this one.
Hello, family. I am Desmond V. Smoot, the pastor of Canaan Missionary Baptist Church, found on 863 Somerville Street, found in Somerville area. Today I stopped by just to encourage you, to let you know that God sees what we're going through. But I truly believe that prayer is our answer. I believe that if we call on the name of the Lord, He will see us through. I understand this is not the first crisis that the church has been through. God has been there for the church day in and day out. So I feel He has not brought the church this far just to leave us. So I ask you, stay encouraged. Stay in your faith. God has delivered, has dealt all of us a certain amount of faith to hold on. So stand in what He gave you. Find and fellowship with Him. And I promise you, He will see us through. God bless you and love you.
Committed to Your Faith is sponsored by Mike Ward's Liberty Safes.
All right, thank you to all of our pastors, priests, rabbis, and other spiritual leaders who have sent in some terrifically encouraging messages. We've gotten a lot of them, so keep sending them. We're going to continue to show them right here on Fox 10 News. Just head to our Facebook page, send them there. Remember to keep it just a minute long. We can't wait to see them, so keep them coming. Still ahead, we're showing you a scoreboard which ranks how people in each state are doing practicing social distancing. Might be surprised by Alabama's score. But first, Congress officially still out for another 2 weeks during their recess. Now they're just trying to figure out how they'll conduct the people's business once and if they reconvene. But that's not the only national issue.
Okay. Well, I didn't do anything different. I don't know what happened.
New at the half hour, the president offering more optimistic messages to the American people, but many leaders say it's going to get much worse before it gets better. We're breaking down what states and lawmakers say about more help being needed. Plus, how does Alabama rank when it comes to social distancing? We're going to let you know that the state's letter grade is and what our county is as well. Plus, happening now, Governor Kay Ivey announcing the state launching an online guide to COVID-19 relief efforts. She'll explain.
First, with breaking news and breaking weather on the Gulf Coast, this is Fox 10 News at 5:30 p.m. Committed to you.
The stock market with its best day in 2 weeks today, stocks surging in the face of warnings from the Surgeon General that this week would produce tragedy and death on the scale of Pearl Harbor and 9/11. Experts predicting the U.S. will likely face its most deadly stretch in the fight against the coronavirus over the next few weeks, and states reaching their peaks trying to keep up with demand for crucial medical supplies. And taking a closer look at the numbers globally, around the world, more than 1.3 million total confirmed COVID-19 cases. In the U.S., more than 356,000 positive cases. So far, there have been nearly 75,000 deaths, but get this, the total recovered right there, 275,000. Elected leaders all over the nation are asking for more federal help with this pandemic. Fox News correspondent Lauren Blanchard has more on that story now from Washington.
I understand people have been locked up for a long time, but now is not the time to be lax.
That from New York Governor Andrew Cuomo as his state continues to deal with the worst of the coronavirus. He continues to ask the federal government for more medical supplies, money, and assistance as more governors and local leaders are following suit.
We see a level of infection in our city that if we aren't strict in our social distancing, the community spread will continue.
Even with those warnings, President Trump is remaining optimistic.
We're starting to see light at the end of the tunnel.
In Congress, lawmakers are still out of town until April 20th. It's unclear if they will return to D.C. and how they will conduct their business. Speaker Nancy Pelosi has been resistant to telelegislating for House members. Meanwhile, the president wants a $2 trillion infrastructure bill. Speaker Pelosi is asking for a CARES 2 package to expand on the CARES Act. And some Republicans say first they should see how the 3 bills passed last month actually work.
Anything in this fourth package has to make sure that we have fulfilled the needs that we promised would be met through the third package.
It's not just local leaders asking for help. A restaurant industry group is asking Congress to fix the CARES Act so that it better works for them. And the trucking industry also writing to Congress asking not only for more help now, but also in the future. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
To help flatten the curve and stop the spread of this virus, several cities and towns are putting curfews in place. In Mobile County, Pritchard is joining Saraland, Chickasaw, and the city of Mobile with mandatory curfews from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. every night. Clark County, Thomasville, Jackson, Grove Hill, and Monroe County have similar curfews. And you can find all the details. We've put it in one spot on fox10tv.com.
In Mobile, we asked Mobile police about any curfew violations over the first weekend. They tell us they responded to 10 different locations for calls, but did not ticket anyone, just issued a warning. City Council could vote tomorrow about empowering MPD to ticket curfew violators moving forward. And as we've shared with you, health experts believe the best way to slow this virus down, practice social distancing, staying 6 feet apart from each other. Every state has different orders in place to push people to make the changes. Well, Unicast has created a scoreboard to rank how each state's residents are doing, keeping their distance. And you can see, well, Alabama got an F. The website has a breakdown of each county as well. Mobile County not doing much better. We got a D. Baldwin County with the second best score in the entire state with a C. We've got the link to this data on our website, fox10tv.com, in case you want to dig a little deeper. Prodigy Pantry volunteers gearing up for tomorrow's big food distribution. The first 2 have absolutely been nothing but unprecedented successes. Prodigy Pantry will continue to hold these distributions every Tuesday from 9 until noon at their Spanish Fort facility. That's on Highway 31. Remember, the distribution is for people living in Baldwin County only. So that means when you pull up, you got to have a picture ID as well as proof of residency. In Prichard, the mayor's office and housing authority hosting a drive-up food giveaway on Wednesday. The lineup begins at noon at Municipal Stadium, and the giveaway starts promptly at 1 o'clock. We're going to step aside, but still ahead, a way to voice your opinion about the impact of this virus, and a news segment debuting on Fox 10 News to honor our high school seniors. All that and more coming up next.
Welcome back. Starting today, we are saluting seniors. To help us do that, Shelby Myers is joining us live from her house. And Shelby, when you graduate high school, that is a big deal. It is a special, very special time.
Oh yeah, friends and family come to support you, to see you walk across that stage, and we know many of you are going to be missing out on that this year, so we just want to offer you just a little bit of support and show some of your awesome pictures. So we want to recognize you, and we want to say, first of all, congratulations to senior Jakiya Johnson Tower. So she graduates from Davidson High School, and you can see the pictures here. Also, we want to give a congratulations to Madison Demming, who gets her diploma from McGill-Tulane Catholic High School this year. Way to go on all of your accomplishments, ladies. Graduating high school is a huge deal. We are so very proud of you. Good luck on your future endeavors. We can't wait to see what you'll do when you make it into the real world. Now, if you want to see your senior on Fox 10 News, just send us a picture with the graduate's first and last name and what school they're graduating from. Go to our website, fox10tv.com, and there's going to be a Submit Photos or Videos tab under a drop-down menu. Remember, it cannot be a professional picture. We know you look good in those professional pictures, but because of copyright issues, we can't show those on here. So just send in a picture that maybe you, your family member, or a friend took of you, and we will get it on air as soon as we can. We can't wait to see more of these pictures. Congratulations to all of our graduating seniors.
Saluting our seniors is sponsored by Arrow Exterminators, Pritchard Waterworks and Sewer Board, Hanson Supertex, and Main Street Flooring and Design.